and they encouraged us to try and play nice and respect one another. Mom and Dad both worked, God bless them, and Ben and I were trusted to be good boys and not kill each other. The core of Ben and I's brotherly bond, our brotherhood, was formulated by way of the countless games and activities that we created together. And we're actually going to demonstrate a couple of our favorites for you right now. Alrighty, this game is called putter hockey. We grew up on a golf course, and putter hockey was played like this. Each brother had a goal behind them, and there were two pop cans propped up by a yardstick. And then we had a golf ball that we'd roll on a concrete floor. Now, unfortunately for Ben, he lost at most of these games because being the older brother automatically qualified me to be the referee. Where the younger brother just kind of had to go along with it. All right, you get the point. But my trick with this game is that I could make the goal behind me a little more narrow, and then I could spread his out a little bit more to kind of spin it in my favor. But if Ben knew I was taking advantage of him too much, he was done and not having it. So game development was sometimes challenging because Ben always wanted to question and correct the way that things were set up. So you really had to prove to Ben that it was going to work out or he wasn't having it. So the good games that we had played really often were the ones that he had solid input in developing. Turtle raking. Turtle raking was probably the game activity we were most excited about coming up with. For the purpose of this demonstration, the pop cans are going to represent turtles sunning themselves on the bank of a pond. Come this way. And the golf club is going to represent a rake. And turtles have a reputation of being slow, but let me tell you, the red ear sliders or the painted turtles in Ohio were anything but slow. They were rather quick, especially for the Bruney boys. So it was imperative that you step lightly before you scared them all away. So Ben has to gingerly approach the water's edge because the turtles are very skittish and will quickly dart in the water when threatened. Go ahead, rake them in. There. Ben used to do this so much more gingerly 20 years ago, but we'd extend the rake and then, drag in a few turtles and keep them around for the day and let them go later on. All right, another game we would play was called Head-On Collision. Now this game was special because it had its own theme song, and the theme song was part of the game. Head-on collision! So let's line up here. And well, basically, the two of us would line across from each other in a three-point stance, and there was typically a hill where one of us stood atop the hill facing downhill, and the other one about halfway facing uphill. And the goal was for the downhill-facing brother to flatten the uphill-facing brother. And we'd start it off by singing the song. And we would rotate so one brother wasn't getting flattened every time. So let's line up. Sing it. Head on collision. Hours of entertainment. That one. And that one, sometimes we would form like an audience. People would line up and want to watch us. But these games remained fun throughout our childhood and helped form our senses of creativity and resourcefulness, because we didn't have a lot growing up. We had each other, and we had golf clubs and rakes and turtles. And I'd like to think in my mind that I had something to do with Ben's development on the way to becoming an honorable mention all-state high school football player. Shout out Daniel Wines. And an all-state wrestler. And since then, we've worked together, we've cooked together, We jammed in a rock and roll band together. Shout out Garrett McLaren. And we never really talked about girls too much. Truth be told, the girls never really wanted anything to do with me growing up. So I didn't really have a lot to offer. Otherwise, I would have been an open book. Here's what you got to do. But when questioned about girls, Ben would give short answers and would shut it down if he sensed we were prying. It was mainly my mom who was the primary violator of this, asking too many questions. But when I learned that Ben was started seeing a girl regularly about 3 years ago, I waded in and asked him questions, and I was able to get the simple yet important details of her name is Allison. She went to Northern Illinois University. She works in HR. She's from Chicago. We like to go see live music together. She likes beer and wine. She has curly brown hair. She likes cats. And I said, well, she sounds like a keeper. And then I think he shut it down and grumbled, and we went on about our afternoon. But I had a feeling with the way he provided these little details that she was special to him. And I got to meet Allison the following spring on Easter. I always tease Allison, and I'd say, Allison, it's our anniversary on Easter Sunday. She always comes to Ohio, because that's the first time that I met her was on Easter Sunday. But I was immediately impressed upon meeting her because we're parking the car in the suburbs, and Ben made a comment and tried to correct me on how I should park my car. And you know, you shouldn't park here. And Allison said, no, Ben, it's the suburbs. He's allowed to park like that. And I caught Ben's eye, and he gave me a sheepish acknowledgement. And I thought, oh, that's good. She's the answer to Ben's questioning and wanting to correct the way things are. This is perfect. And lo and behold, here we are on June 17th, 2017, celebrating Ben and Allison on their wedding day. And I couldn't be prouder to be your brother and your best man. I love you. Cheers.